all. Today, let's try and see what makes a Schroder house. It may look simple, but it completely changed how architects thought about space planning and living. One of the most influential houses in modern architecture. So let's try and understand this house clearly. So the architect here was Gerrit Rietveld. It was built in the year 1924 in Netherlands. The major architectural movement that is influenced here is the Stijl movement. So the idea behind the design is the Stijl movement. Rietveld was part of this Stijl movement. Stijl believed in straight, horizontal, and vertical lines, primary colors, red, blue, yellow, neutral colors, white, black, gray. There's no decoration, only pure forms are being utilized. The goal here is simple, that is clarity, balance, and simplicity. This is what forms a vestigial part. So, when we talk about this house, so this has been designed from a chair to a house. So before designing the house, Rietveld created the red blue chair. This chair is based on the Piet Mondrian's composition, which has three primary colors, two pictorial orientations. The elements are placed in asymmetrical order, as we can see in this composition here. And there is a dynamic equilibrium. When we see it, we don't feel it is out of the balance or equilibrium when we see. The complementary equilibrium allows Mondrian to achieve an unbalanced equilibrium. Hence, his red blue chair wasn't designed like a normal furniture. It was made of separate planes and colors floating in space. The Schroder House is basically this chair which is scaled up into architecture. That is the walls, floors, roofs, and balconies act like independent elements, just like parts of the chair. So, planning, when we see the house works very differently from traditional homes. The lower floor is more conventional, the upper floor is almost completely open. So, this was the first modern open house plan. Here, it has one large open space that can be divided by screens. And the colors of the facade emphasizes the structure and relating it to the Piet Mondrian's composition, the the red blue chair here. The main living rooms are on the upper floor and more private ones on the ground floor. We can also see into the interiors. There is a red blue chair being placed and colors being taken up in the similar format how in the Pete Modern's composition was being picked up, the same black, gray, white, and yellow being used. So when we come to the facade, the red blue chair, each component has its own form, position, and color. The colors were chosen to act as to strengthen the plasticity of this facade. Surfaces in white and the shades in gray, black windows and door frames, and a number of linear elements in the primary colors. There is a very little distinction between the interiors and exterior spaces when we look at this house. So here these lines and planes flow from outside to inside with the same color palette and the surfaces. That is the primary colors being focused here. The windows are hinged at 90 degree as we can see here in the plane. This is to maintain the strict plane based design and make the boundary between the indoors and outdoors very less obvious so that it feels through the movement of space. The building made of independent horizontal and vertical planes. Color is used to define planes and elements, as we see here, these colors being used. So these colors help separate elements rather than decorate them. This is what reflects the vestigial philosophy. So when we come to the construction of this house, initially the architect wanted to construct this house out of concrete, but he felt this how it would be too expensive back then because it's built in 1924. So that such a small building. So what he did is he made the foundations and the balconies only with concrete, and the rest of the building, that's the walls, being made with brick and plaster, the window frames and doors made from wood, the floors being supported with wooden beams at the bottom, and then to support the building, steel girders with wire mesh were used. So this two-story house contains a transformable kitchen, dining, living area, studio space, and reading room on the floor, as we have seen in the earlier plan. Then there are bedrooms and storage spaces separated by portable partitions in the other floor. The Schroder House is the only building that was designed in complete accordance with the vestigial style, which was marked by primary colors and pure ideas, as we see in two of the images here being there. And then this aspect later influenced the modern architects, that is Le Corbusier and Mies van der Rohe, as we all know. So, in recognition to the impact of this house in the modern architecture, it is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, the Schroder House is not just a building, it's an idea about freedom, flexibility, and modern living. A house that behaves like art, and art that becomes a place to live. Hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe if you like it. Thank you.